All right, folks, welcome back. We are starting a new thing today. There's a little bit of an edge. Okay. We're starting a new thing today. This is going to be our last project for the month of August, right? I think we have a little under a week left. I don't know if I'm going to complete this project by the end, but no deadlines, trying to enjoy things. So this one might be a short introduction. So like the beginning of every project, I like to do some opening opinions, right? Opening opinions. Now let me pull up some stuff so I can make sure I don't screw up like I did a few minutes ago and said Samurai Showdown. I wonder if naming it Shogun Showdown had some impact on how it can be kind of resonate off of Samurai Showdown, which is the beloved SNK. Is it SNK title? I forgot who owns Samurai Showdown. No, SNK. Yeah. Anyways, so this is where I typically write stuff largely for myself. In case people don't exercise these things, I like to write a bit, talk about my motivations, right? My motivations, what the game, the optics on the game before I play it, what I have, like what my personal experience and relative and profiles and thoughts about before playing a game. Because most of this stuff is relevant to me, but I also want to make sure I get used to explaining and providing relevant information for posterity's sake. So this is all tied into this idea of opening opinions, right? I come in with opinions. I want to normalize the idea that I think it's logically fallacious to think that you come in with no prejudices or preferences. Most of today's, to embrace the nature of the internet, it's rare nowadays that people don't make decisions that are uninformed and with good faith, entirely on faith. And I myself, despite having a little bit more of an eclectic taste, I like to also admit the human condition. I do have opinions about things. So I like to call these opening opinions for this project. What is it? We're gonna start with three things. This is my normal structure now that I've curated over the almost decade of doing this. We'll first start by the numbers section. So this includes like facts, basically. Facts about the game. Facts in terms of like optics, right? Marketing, history, etc. And then we move on to imbuing subjectivity into it. So this one, I'm gonna do it a little bit differently, and we're gonna call it archetypes. This is through like profiling, right? Profiling. And that involves like injecting hypothetical models. This involves human expectations, right? Expectations, trends, like current behavior, right? Current behavioral stuff. And that it does involve the nature of language, right? Which is a small nod to my usual thing with language learning. So current behavior, like what is a puzzle game today is not the puzzle game of tomorrow, So that is the somewhat subjective nature of the second spot. Then we go to the third spot, and that is my personal takes. So personal anecdotes, personal stuff. We have anecdotes, maybe a little bit of story, my decision, right? My decision making, and relations with anything relevant that I like to mention to myself, primarily. Relation to the game, right? Opinions and whatnot. So we go from facts to hypothetical archetypes, which is kind of like a blend. So facts are, right? Facts are recorded, as in it already happened. So there's no argument, or very few argument. Then it goes to observational. So these are observational stuff. Observational subjective stuff. And lastly, this is largely purely subjective. And pretty much this is how I've been organizing my thoughts for both my opening opinions, my tentative takes, which are interim progress reports, and my candid conclusions, which is projects that I wrap up that have come to a somewhat almost definitive end, right? I typically order it in this nature. It's very intentional by design. Okay, so let's go over our first stuff. This is relatively short because we, once again, what are the facts, right? This is the by the numbers or the facts. This is the story. This is another one of the solo dev stories. So not much is known, right? Not much is known. So solo dev story. I'm a sucker for solo devs, right? So I think the name that was given is Miracle. That's all we got. And this person is developing under the name Roboatino, which kind of reminds me of like Cupertino, but replace it with Robo. So Roboatino. Do I know anything about this person? Can I like infer some of these things? Not really, so I'm not gonna push my luck with this, but it sounds to me like, because of Cupertino reference and the presentation and how they go through, oh no, but the composer that they went through might not be American. So there's a chance. I think the high chance is this person may potentially be American, but that's not, it's very hard to know from the name that they went by and the naming. So not much is known, but it's a solo dev story. And the fun part about the story was that it's a COVID story, right? The little C, right? So during COVID, you've heard this a couple times actually. I've recently, a few of the games that I've played dealt with the COVID period, right? So this was when COVID happened. This person decided, allegedly, all these are alleged, right? Decided to learn Unity, and this was one of the projects, this game, right? Which led to this game. Now they put out like an early build. And it was picked up by someone that I come to seen on thumbnails and stuff. I don't know anything about this person other than they are gaming journalists. I'm gonna call them gaming journalists. By a name of Retromation. In fact, Retromation made some from thumbnails again. Is one of those content creators who make bold claims, exaggerated stuff that makes really great way to be a YouTube content creator. So they apparently picked up this game and really liked it. The reason why I know this name is because recently I play quite a lot of indie games, or follow quite a lot of indie games, and I try to make time for them to include in the recording, and this person's name does come up quite a bit, or this channel's name, right? I'm not sure if it's a group of people or a singular person. And this person picked it up early and allowed for a lot of I'm gonna say positive social media exposure. Positive social media, right? And obviously this person was still working full-time. They were Miracle was working full-time and working on this game part-time, right? So they were juggling full-time background, allegedly, as a software developer. So their background dealt with software development, despite learning Unity on the side too, and then they part-time worked on this game. Right? I love these stories, so it would be fun for the future of this developer to maybe find themselves in an interview process and talk about how all of this happened. I watched Baron of Stardew Valley, as like he changed as he gone through like all the stuff of becoming a game developer, right? Eventually he then switched from part-time then to full-time on the game. So I'm not sure what he's doing now, but it would be fun to see where he goes. This game is relatively new still. It was released last year. Oh, I should write that somewhere. So this was released almost a year ago. It was released September 4th. So that's kind of funny. Sorry, I'm gonna make another nod to like an indie group as opposed to a solo dev. September 4th is the release date of Silksong, by the way. So it is exactly a year from the release of Silksong. This September 4th, 2025, I believe, is the release date for Silksong from Team Cherry. So we'll probably have to talk about that at some point. I'll probably make references to Silksong. So September 4th, 2024 is when this person released this game. So almost a year ago. And at the point of this talk, right? Actually, we also have to make note that this game is published by a by two publishers. The Western publisher is a publisher called Goblinz. Yeah, Goblinz Studio. And they are an indie publisher. So I've been using this term indie publisher for some time now because it's kind of like a new wave thing. These are the studio. They're called Goblinz Studio because they themselves probably had made games and they were an indie studio. Then from that game, they were able to generate enough revenue to start a publishing side of their studio, which then they pick up other indie projects to represent like their vision or their brand, right? And this Goblinz Studio has quite a long list of indie games, and indie games are a dime in a dozen, right? The only one that came out of Goblinz Studio that I literally have played is... Dang it. Oh, it's Iris and the Giant. And I haven't really finished it, so I might go back and complete this project, possibly. Iris and the Giant. And then this person also had an Eastern publisher. And that's usually a Chinese publisher nowadays because of the sector. The reason why is I'm pretty sure this is on multiple platforms. I forgot what platforms. I think this is on the Switch. It's on all platforms, yes, including... Okay, so no mobile. That's interesting. But it's on all platforms. So this game was marketed completely, right? And the Eastern publisher's name was Gamirror, or Gamirror Games. And you can kind of tell by the name convention. Oftentimes, Gamirror Games, that's a publisher, and they are a Chinese. It definitely a Chinese one, a Chinese publisher of indie games. So they are also an indie publisher. And you have your lots of Chinese games and like iterative indie games, kind of like a game mill situation. But I don't want to, without the negativity, like, because I don't actually play any of the games. Their publication list on Steam is three times the length of Goblinz Studio. So these guys strike to me as far more publisher heavy. Like, we're not talking about something like Thunderfold. Thunderfold has a theme. They only publish very specific things that meet their and they expand and pick up developers to expand their IP's universe situation. So it's not like that, and it's not like I don't know, Drek and company, who like specifically focus on puzzles, and then they like recruit other people who make puzzle games. So these guys are more they have a larger breadth. And then not so much, Gamirror Games doesn't strike me as someone like Annapurna. Annapurna has a very specific brand, like they have a very clear image. So when I think about Goblinz Studios and Gamirror Games, I'm not familiar with them that much. So they might still be finding their footing, right? Their specific footing on what defines their publication image. But for now, it's a great place to pick up someone that might define them, like a Shogun Showdown. So at the time of this start of my play, right, Shogun Showdown on Steam is doing incredibly well, it's currently doing incredibly well. We're talking about basically greater than 300,000 reviews, right, at overwhelmingly positive. So, and to put a little bit more context, this is a indie dev project, largely solo dev. There were two people recruited for maybe compositional reasons, like animation, like I think background animation. They recruited someone, and then a composer was brought on for the music, right? But it's largely due to this solo dev. And having a first title in indie surpass, so indie's gold standard. So if you're ever releasing into a niche, right, a first time debut being able to garner 500 plus reviews and maintain 95% plus, that is an incredibly well tight, optically appropriate metric for a game. So this is an outstanding success, in my opinion. It's the gold standard. If you can reach 500 reviews, maintain 95% and above, it it's largely attributed to that the game's marketing, appearance, word of mouth was aligned with their target audience. It's not to say, like, it would be a little bit too much of a stretch to say it is like game of the year, or like it's the best thing since sliced bread, it redefined a genre. That's very different when your debut game does not have the breadth of expectations of a wide audience. So this game pleases the audience that it is targeted to based on its optics. And even this person probably who like reviewed the thing, early impressions, probably catered to a very specific group, right? Or they spoke very articulately. Because for me, the way I came across this game is exactly that. I came across it because I have a guilty pleasure, or I have a preference for these games. And how do I come across this? I'll reveal it a little bit later. So these are the facts that are to some extent relevant, right? There are other things that we can put into the buzzword, right? So there are other buzzwords to throw in here. Shogun Showdown is advertised as having deck building elements. We'll get more into that. Deck building. And then there is turn-based strategy. So these are all true too. Like these are true. There's no contention. There's some level of deck building. There's some level of turn-based strategy, and positional gaming. Right, positional gaming. And this might sound like it's redundant with turn-based strategy, but turn-based strategy can be broken up to things like positional gaming and ordered gaming. So the reason why I write ordered gaming as a separate thing from turn-based is things that are turn-based don't have to have the mechanics of requiring to game based on order. So what is a light version of ordered gaming? A light version of ordered gaming, like turn-based strategy, would be something like the next move, right? Maybe like a character on the turn-based game, you can tell whose turn is coming up next, or what their intent was. Like an example would be like Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire has intent, right? However, this game, because of its positional gaming and its order gaming, you might be able to metagame even further ahead. And I'll bring in another game, the story of how I got to this game deals with many of that. So positional gaming and order gaming is a subset of turn-based strategy. It's not the same as a turn-based, a bigger category, turn-based games. Games can be turn-based without necessarily strongly emphasizing strategy, because strategy may be something that deals with optimizing. Simulation is not positional or ordered. When you simulate things, you're simply making the number go up, and you're overcoming a threshold, and then you're pressing go, and it's happening turn-based. So I want to create a little granularity in this stuff early on. So these are some of the buzzwords. I think, is that good enough? Retro? It's retro, right? We also have the retro style. And often retro style is pixel, right? Pixel presentation. So there's nothing that will argue as pixel. And of course, Shogun Showdown in Japanese culture. And I should write Japanese pop gaming culture. right? All right, those are enough buzzwords. Now let's go with our archetypes. Let's go right into our archetypes of things that people like. Solo dev stories. Solo dev stories are ultimately, almost unanimously, mostly positive. So when we talk about the archetype and the behavior of current like gaming industry and whatnot, whenever you have a solo dev story, it's mostly positive. It's an incentive when you hear the story of a solo dev story. It's usually positive. When it comes to Unity is a bit of a mix, right? Unity is a bit of a mix. However, Unity has been known to trend with indie, especially this type of game. I don't think I've like strongly hit anything outside of Unity. Occasionally you might find someone who is well invested enough to have an Unreal, right? An Unreal 5 take on things, or a Godot. Godot is still like on its way up to some extent, and proprietary engines are out of the question. So Unity is pretty common in indie, right? These are trends, right? And when it comes to social media, oftentimes stuff sources like this is often responsible for like 15% of traffic. So when it comes to indie devs nowadays, one of the things that people do are to garner someone who has influence in a very specific genre. So you want to grab an influencer, and I'm gonna put this in quotes because I don't know this guy, so oftentimes people are straying away from categorization, and these are hypotheticals. So we're talking about archetypes, hypothetical models. I'm not claiming that this person identifies as an influencer. The idea is to understand why Shogun Showdown, right? For me. So this person has influence, and that's attraction that creates the traffic that will give its appearance to the market, especially on Steam. So maybe I've always thought it would be pretty romantic to talk about my influence on trying to support indie developers I believe in through my influence, but I don't have any influence. I have very, very little influence. But this person serves the example, right? This person serves the example. So it was very positive, and so initial positive impressions are excellent. It's like one of the boons. It often sparks the word of mouth that ends up following after. And I imagine this is what the consequence of that happens, right? You have your full-time as a different job, and then it goes into part-time to full-time on the game. And this is a common trend that we see that's still happening. The ripple effects of the little C on people who took time to do a side project, right? Side project into gaming is a very, I'm gonna say like a modern Cinderella story that is not the same as things like Stardew Valley and Terraria. They predated the COVID period, but I would say I think of maybe the 10 games that I've played recently, 8 of them were a product of environmental things like COVID, because that was the time. And I'm not surprised if I still see a few more titles in 2025 that started back in COVID, because 6-7 years indie devs, 6-7 years, that sounds about right. I've played a language learning game that went across that period. So when you talk to these developers, or if you have a chance to talk to these developers, often this type of comment comes up quite a bit. September 4th, 2024. I have no, like, there's not, we need to know when games come out. So it's about a year away. What I could say about this is it's about a year. That's usually the latency period that there will be an update. And whether this is an update on a new IP tease or an update to Shogun Showdown, like a DLC, right? A DLC possibly. Usually, in my opinion, for trends like archetypes, leaving your first IP when it's successful and leaving it dormant for more than a year is when the attention or the window falls off the face of a planet. Especially, and the window is kind of like getting smaller. Nowadays, it's like 6 months. It's really tough, especially tough for indie developers to keep up that pace. The idea is though, what happens is if you have a year in your gestation, one of the more common things is to start some form of parasocial way of connecting with your community, right? And upkeep of this is a major trend. I would say over 50% of indie developers who have reached a potential audience stays connected. And unfortunately for me, maybe it usually comes after I play a game. I would see, which will come up later. At the end of the game, I'll have like a candid conclusion. I'll talk about how I interacted with the social media aspect of the thing. Like I would start to look into the developer, see if the developer has a social media account, like a YouTube channel or something, or Discord or something like that. Like I check the Wakotabi, for example, a social media account all the time, or the Discord all the time, because I still keep up with them because they are still actively connected with their community and constantly keeping their community up to date. Games that aren't, I leave after a year because generally either the developer have decided they don't want to take that approach, so transparency is not their game. That's their prerogative. They get to choose, right? They'll release and shadow drop whatever they want when it happens, or this is a one-off and they don't no longer desire to go through the stress of keeping up with game development. These are the choices that they make. But generally, I would say within a year, you kind of want to hear from the person. It doesn't necessarily have to be a new game entirely. Maybe like a explainer to saying, oh, you're still in it. You're still in the game, so to speak. You're still developing things, or, you know, keeping people along. Because parasocial stuff is a way for people to form connections that creates faith in the product, which is very hard to find nowadays. Like trust in humanizing things comes very rarely now. That's my personal commentary. So purely subjective. So it is tough. So in blue, it is tough to find faith in creators. Usually this is related to the idea of results matter. And consumers of today are very results oriented, right? So it can lead to dehumanizing, which that's what I mean by it's commonly accepted that parasocial relationships are used in most indies and even large publishers like Sega. Most of Sega's things, most of their IPs, they all have separate social media channels. Despite all the negativity around Phantom X, right, for example, they continue to host streams prior to each patch, right? At the face of everything, the one thing that you can, as a normalizer, is to humanize the creators, the people who are involved in it. And as an indie dev, that's something that, in my opinion, this would be a trend in indie dev, this can be a mixed bag. It's very inconsistent because it's tough to want to do this if you're solely focused on game development. Some people hire a PR or a community manager because that's not for them. And you hear it, I heard it multiple times between the one solo dev that, between the 5 or so solo devs that I've met over the years, 3 to 4 of them have mentioned this thing about trying to work on an aspect that it wasn't part of gaming, like it wasn't part of software development. Having a visual social presence was a thing that was assumed not to be important from the past. I don't think society now is the same, right? It's a skill that you might be wanting to be a little bit okay with, right? And I did not encounter anything dramatic. So on surface level, this person, like this name that this person is going by, I'm not sure if it's an alias or not. Like I can't even tell if it's their name. That speaks to why, like, I don't write any details about this person, right? This person doesn't have a website. A lot of indie games also make a spare website, you know, boot up Squarespace, put their message on there, talk about a little bit about their devs. I couldn't find anything that was blatantly in my face about what this person is. So naturally, none of the details that I write about in this opening opinion has anything really largely to do with the developer themselves. I'm inferring a lot of these things. And that to me is difficult to talk up or talk about the person. And personally, for me, the more I can talk about a person, the more I feel people will endear themselves to the creator, right? The developer, especially a solo dev situation. It's very socially inclined nowadays. So that's kind of one of the stuff that didn't attract me to Shogun. I get attracted to games because I believe in the creator. This one, there was other situations, so I'll get into that in a bit. Publishers, clearly this person is invested in the marketing side of things, right? It is very common to have both a West and East publisher. And with that, be able to immediately go into multi-platform, right? Multi-platform. So check. So this game has already entered the phase of, I made the game is in a stable state, then immediately acquire publishers to distribute, and then have a working platform, a cross-platform thing. Not necessarily cross-platform, but a multi-platform thing. So it's available in everything, except for iOS and Android. But I actually think this game can run on those. I don't know if that's what they're going to announce. Like, hey guys, it's been a year. To celebrate, Shogun Showdown Anniversary Edition will be updated with maybe quality of life changes or a little bit extra content that was scrapped from the game. Get reintroduced, and it is now also available on Android and iOS. That's a standard, revealing, standard release kind of schedule. Several of the games I've played before, they launch on Steam. A little later, they get localized. This game is completely localized already, so they already covered the localization as well. Right? At least the big three. And then more. There's 7 or 8. And naturally, these things are very efficient gets now because of aided tools, right? Aided tools. They got all that. They've already went through it within the year's period. That makes sense. Usually it takes a while, actually, for people to get the okay on Switch, right? The okay on Xbox, and the okay on PlayStation. All of that already done. Shogun Showdown knocked it out of the park. And as far as I know, all of those outlets were very positive. So that comes down to this, which that means this is a gold standard. So for trends, look out for this dev. I don't know how much love this dev is getting. And what I mean by that is because of the lack of social media presence, it's difficult to support this dev in a different way other than monetarily, right? I understand monetarily is the most accessible way to support a dev, but word of mouth is so important nowadays. I guess this would be a personal subjective. Word of mouth, whoops. Right, word of mouth is like priceless. Unfortunately, I don't think this dev has like an open channel with people who really like them, right? The idea is to keep the person encouraged. I think that's one of the brighter sides of gaming, especially the brighter sides of indie development, where you can get someone to create magnificent things, but they also have to be reminded that they're also awesome, right? So it supersedes, in my opinion, it supersedes monetary gains. Indie devs, in my opinion, tend to stay indie and do these things because of word of mouth and whatnot, right? Despite all the other, financial things. That's what I wanted to make. So this is awesome, all right? This, in my opinion, is gold standard. Gold standard for a debut indie title. So I look forward to future projects, right? And then now some more hypotheticals. So here are some archetypical stuff. Deck building. So deck building, when it comes to trends, we are going to have to throw in some bunch of buzzwords like Slay the Spire. Even now Monster Train is a bigger thing because they've recently released a sequel ahead of Slay the Spire. But Slay the Spire 2 is around the corner now. Monster Train 2 actually got out before Slay the Spire 2. So they were cranking. Monster Train was cranking. Can we throw in a few more when it comes to deck building? Like things that will come into this discussion. Slay the Spire is a big one. I think Monster Train is quite big now in this space. We're good. This is pretty good. Like these are buzzwords. You know what to expect. Slay the Spire, Monster Train. In terms of turn-based strategy, I'm gonna say, which is not quite turn-based, but there are elements of turn-based, and many things would come up with this, especially when we consider positional gaming and ordered gaming, and that would be the Faster Than Light developer, and specifically his game Breach, or Into the Breach. But more so on a bigger scale, right? The bigger scale of turn-based strategy, typically you would say something like the XCOM devs. And this is not one of those, but we have to make a nod to turn-based strategy, right? XCOM, like when you ask, oh, this is a turn-based strategy game, what is it like? Is it like XCOM? Is it XCOM adjacent? Which in the indie one, I would cite like Into the Breach, right? Which is off of the FTL person. Oh, you know what? I forgot a buzzword. I've got a really big buzzword. This is of all the buzzwords, this is roguelike. Right? Roguelike. Which that is where FTL, STS, MT, XCOM might not seem like a roguelike, but it does. It has roguelike elements where your characters are permadeath, right? There's permadeath mechanics in your characters. So how that is weaved is very important. right? And this is a turn-based strategy game that is presenting himself somewhat like an action game, which I want to throw a nod to like Hades, right? Action roguelikes are a entirely subgenre division of deck builder roguelikes. Roguelike deck builders and action roguelikes are the two biggest subgenre of roguelike games in the indie scene. And Hades would pick up the mantle of Supergiant Games, would take up the mantle of that. Let me think of some really big turn-based strategy. I won't belabor this point. I think these are fair enough name drops. When it comes to positional gaming, I want to introduce another game that's allowed me to come to this game, and that is something oftentimes indie devs participate in bundles. And there are a lot of controversy with Steam bundles. So this is a Steam bundle situation where like it might not monetarily benefit the developer. So there are some monetary controversy. We're not going to talk about that stuff. But because of the bundle thing, this creates complementary discoverability. And that's indie 101. So they typically group up with indies that either have similar themes or similar philosophies behind their design, and they're bundled. And the game that I played prior to this was Cobalt Core. And Cobalt Core was a positional game. It was a positional roguelike deck builder. And they were an indie, right? An indie positional roguelike deck builder. Now there are other positional type of games that are inspired off like XCOM or fantasy games, and I played a few. I played quite a lot of them, so I will offer my comment. So this happens to be the game I played most recently, but I'll offer a couple more from my own like personal glossary. We have Gordon's Quest. Gordon's Quest is a product. I don't even know. It's a Gordon's Quest. Gordon's Quest is another product of a different bygone area where it was crowdfunded in a different way. Right, crowdfunded. I'm not sure if it was a Kickstart. I'm pretty sure it was a Kickstart. Or like maybe a Patreon thing. Actually, this is probably a Kickstart thing. But I don't know if Shogun Showdown was a Patreon thing, but as far as I know. So Gordon's Quest also had position. It's usually using like this type of grid system. Right. So there are other ways to represent positional gaming. Cobalt Core happens to be one-dimensional, 1D. So is this game. So it's a 1D. It's a one-dimensional positional game, right? And that creates a wonderful dimension. Gordon's Quest is something that I wanted to bring up because it is a 2D. It's an isometric position game. There's also, I guess I can throw another one out there that I invested quite a lot of time, but the publisher there's a lot of controversies of monetization, and that was Abyss. Why am I not? Hold up, let me. Not Abyss. Across the Obelisk. So Across the Obelisk, which is now published by Paradox, right? Paradox has been getting lots of flack for their monetization, but Across the Obelisk, and that is technically it's a 1D deck builder. It's this type of position, right? This is where you have the we can throw in a few things. The DD, the Darkest Dungeon, right? Red Hook, Darkest Dungeon, popularized, like most recency popularized format of this. And this is positional too, right? Moving positionally based on your actions. While Darkest Dungeon might not have been a deck builder, it was a roguelike. Across the Obelisk uses a deck builder approach to do this position. So in this case, this is not a team base. Shogun Showdown is not a team base positional game, positional deck builder game. It is a singular. It's a character. I guess we can put it out there too. This looks like a character RPG or a character. Yeah, it's a character action game. And for archetypes right now, character action games are incredibly trendy right now. So what is trendy about character action game? Soulsborne. Even Soulsborne into what else this game has would be like dark fantasy. So I know a lot of times people think of dark fantasy, they're referring to dark Western fantasy. But if you look at this, right, if you look at even the title landing page, this is Eastern dark fantasy. Yeah, Shogun, like what is a element of Soulsborne, or aka things related to it. Soulsborne adjacent as well. Again, these are all archetypes, so they're meant to be generalities. You can argue, well, that's not the case in all of them. Like, that's the point. This is the generalities. So understanding the nuance is where I don't tackle. I use my anecdotes instead. Trendy would be Sekiro, right? And Sekiro is dark fantasy. But this game is Eastern dark fantasy. You have the air of larger than life, brutality, and like oppression. The hero that overcomes the tyranny of this larger than life boss, right? That is Eastern dark fantasy, right? And this game has that trend. It doesn't end. 2025 still have like 5 titles that fit under Eastern dark fantasy, and 2026 and 2027 has at least 10 high profile games that are set in Eastern dark fantasy. This year, the first half had at least I think maybe 10 titles Eastern dark fantasy. Now I do want to give a little bit of nod personally to a turn-based strategy game that doesn't have positional stuff, but it does have deck building stuff, and it might not be something that people think about, but like it might be not something that people think about when it comes to deck building. So what I'm saying is, here's my take on deck building. Personally, and maybe this is also a trend thing, I forgot what to write what people look for when they look for roguelike. They're looking for these titles, aspects of these titles. You know, you have Hades, STS, MT, Faster Than Light, and what that is progression through death, or through tries, through failure, right? And RNG. When it comes to deck building, that also leans into deck building, but the biggest word I would use when it comes to deck building is interactions. That is the gold standard that you're looking for when you're looking for interactions. Deck building, the core of trends, the archetype, the archetypical deck builder is looking for interactions. They have to be satisfying. Archetypes filter under interactions. So if you have a Pierce, you got to have Pierce interactions. Pierce can lead to a next level interaction. Movement interactions have to lead into attack interactions. So deck building, the core of deck building is synergistic interactions or antagonistic interactions, or even trade-offs. And then when it comes to turn-based strategy, it's often risk, and benefit. That's one of the gold standards in my opinion. So each turn has to feel like there's a level of risk and a level of benefits, right? And then when it comes to positional gaming, obviously now you have the elements of dodge and block, right? Dodge and block. That's how you capture in a positional turn-based game what it's like to either dodge or block or even parry. In this case, parry might come with counterattacks. And now we're starting to see all the tying together stuff, right? You can have a turn-based strategy game that has elements of dodge and block by introducing position, and then you have parry and counter and block being augmented by ordered gaming. So when a game is ordered, it presents opportunities to block and parry and set up counterattacks, and position does that too. So these are like the gold standards in order that must be represented in a deck building manner. And the reason why I mention all of these things is because I want to volunteer one game that is, in my opinion, checks all these boxes, but doesn't look like a deck builder. And it, in my opinion, is Game of the Year. Very strong, hot contender for Game of the Year. And that's Clair Obscur. And you know what else Clair Obscur checks off of? This, Clair Obscur, is a Western dark fantasy. Right. So, it's a French-inspired Western dark fantasy, but it's a dark fantasy nonetheless. You have your a bit of your eldritch horror in your French-inspired game. It checks all the boxes, the things that we're talking about, trends. It is a turn-based strategy game. It does play like a roguelike in small sessions. It does have run-based mechanics and setups to make it feel like a roguelike, right? Replays and whatnot. And it does capture the interactions. In Clair Obscur has their what is the system called? The Lumina system, which allows you to create interactions. Loadouts, and in and out of each battle, the loadouts create interactions. Now, the difference between one of the bigger things that differs a deck builder from something like Clair Obscur is Clair Obscur is an RPG, so it's set in a way that RNG is kept to a minimum, right? Meanwhile, deck builders introduce progressive RNG manipulation. However, that's what captures all these things. It captures the risks and benefits from each turn. Clair Obscur does that too. Every turn, if you fail to execute, your whole team might be wiped out. In a turn-based deck builder, sometimes making one wrong move, absolutely gets your end runner, right? An end runner. And then you run back and do it again. So, and then obviously inspired off the dark fantasy requirements is the capturing the ability to have dodge, block, parry, and counterattacks. But hear me out. While I'm ascribing it to recency, like the recent titles, these elements existed in game theory quite often. And one type of archetype that I really want to emphasize is when it comes to indie developers, right? When it comes to indie developers, there's a very classical way to evaluate game theory. And I often think you're either making a puzzle game. I've talked about this quite a lot. A puzzle game or a turn-based closed system. I think that at the highest, at the lowest, or however you want to, at the most general level, indie starts with investigating game theory or practicing game theory through developing a closed system. Either a puzzle game or a deck builder checks that mark most of the time. So when you're making a game, you can even make a logical game, like a logics, like walking sim logics game nowadays. So a walking sim game with creative logic, that's a closed system. And closed system allows you to fine-tune game theory, in my opinion. And many of these game theories are this. You have a laundry checklist of feel-good mechanics. Build a closed system with very tight interactions, and you can scale up slowly. So you build a foundation and you start to expand it. So the game always feels like it, in my opinion, tend to feel very tight because this closed system is small. So a puzzle game can be as large as the solutions they're trying to build, the internal logic. Deck builders also have internal logic. These are expected, and how tight and interacting these are it. Roguelike action games have tight internal systems. The basis of playing the game is fundamentally baked into most video gamers. You know, you can move up and down, you can attack, and you can block or dodge. Those are the things. But the internal system that's working for most indie games are very small, well-tuned, less spurious systems. So most of the time, debut titles tend to be in the indie section, some sort of puzzle or turn-based closed system, and what leans to that very well is a deck builder. And oftentimes that deck builder leads to the next action roguelike game, which is a little bit more spurious because there's the human input component. Or they explore story because the first game that they do when it's a puzzle game that is a closed system, a lot of times the story is something that is part of a creative process that requires a lot of resource. It's one and done. Stories are very seldomly in a trending manner more than one go around. To me, I buck at this. I play story games over and over again at space times. Like 2 years down the line, I might revisit a story game because I'm no longer the same person. So I would look at the story and consume the story in a different manner, right? I played Like a Dragon multiple times, that kind of thing. But for the vast majority of gamers, in my opinion, stories are one and done. So when it comes to closed systems and like your first title, stories are optional. You can do world building instead. World building is to create a mythos, and that mythos allows you to expand into storytelling with like walking sims, which typically comes a little bit after, right? A lot of times, due to the presentation and story being a diminished return, oftentimes, because presentation and story gets sidelined very quickly due to its novelty. And then there's, you know, you then go into like story-driven games is a possibility, right? Story-driven games, which then rounds out the indie developer. You have your game theory, then you start working on your own look, your niche in your story-driven or your world building, right? Your world building, which I've lived long enough to have the privilege of following somewhere like 20 developers that went from their puzzle games or their closed systems, right? Their closed system games into an open system where it deals with like multi non-linear story-driven titles into their world building ones, right? Like open world stuff. So in my opinion, it would be really interesting to see if the next game from this developer stays in this universe, or a sequel. I mean, usually indie devs, like for example, one trend is that you continue to produce new IP, right? The trend often is new IP until you reach the gold standard, this gold standard. Until you reach this gold standard, which this game already hit. So then that new IP then would get a sequel. Now, the sequel is not that, in my opinion, it's not that predictable. The sequel could be a universe build or a straight up sequel. So an iteration. And I kind of, over the years, I kind of see a bit of a mix of these two, like no real dominant trend, where like it could be Shogun Showdown 2, or it could be like Shogun Tactics. And one indie theme that is very important, that's why I brought up XCOM. XCOM right now is because this is the natural progression, in my opinion, from a closed system, like a really closed system, like a deck builder, a 1D deck builder, is XCOM, Final Fantasy Tactics, right? Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know, Disgaea. These, like, there are more nuanced ones, like Trinity Triangle or something like that. And then you have like Octopath Traveler situations. These are the higher scaled complexity, but then they require novelization, right? Like either world building or, but what happens is you can expand your IP's universe instead of going for iterative design. Silksong is a great example. They went with iterative design as opposed to making a separate game in that universe. I brought up Thunderfold quite a bit. And I played multiple of their games. I didn't play Steam Dig, but I did play Steam World Hand of Gilgamesh and also Steam World Heist. And Steam World Heist got a sequel that I haven't played yet. And they hired a new, they hired and collaborated with a new indie team that brought up Steam Build, right? So they're entering other genre. But the idea is the Steam universe is what they're expanding. So they become brand recognizing from their IP. That's another, that's a different way. So this is more like lateral. Universe building is like lateral. Iterative is longitudinal. I don't know, like we'll just call it longitudinal or vertical. These we're getting a little bit too obscure with the iteration. Like Clear Obscure, the Clear Obscure developers will have to decide, do they expand or ditch the entire thing, right? You can also create brand game theory recognition. Game theory recognition would be a great example. Like I'll take the nod to Supergiant Games. Supergiant Games have a brand recognition. So that implies that they've entered the story music brand and artwork. So instead of having to rely on constantly iterating on the same universe, right? Or the same mechanics, like have Hades 3, Hades 4 for the rever. Actually, Hades 2 kind of bucked their trend, which I was a little bit surprised, slightly, because I was expecting, when are they going to release their next IP, right? Generally, Supergiant Games for the longest time, Bastion, Transistor, Pyre, and Hades, they are recognized by their story, music, and art, not necessarily their universe. Now, that you could make an argument their universe could be connected in some way or shape, but generally, that's another way to go about it. But that's provided that the winning thing that you have is story, music, and art. And it's a one-time deal, right? Story, music, and art. Music maybe less so. art is kind of one-time deal. Story is most definitely one-time deal. So like if you're tiering the stuff, right, music is definitely one. Music and art are contentious, but story is the loser oftentimes when it comes to value proposition. And this game, I haven't played it yet, but my presumption is that we'll see a Shogun Showdown 2 or a Shogun, what's in vogue right now? A Shogun Metrovania. Possibly. You know, if that person wants to like extend and flex, you know, stretch out their wings to encounter a thing. I think a Metrovania under the Shogun Showdown title would be interesting, right? Right now, that is the rage. All what you call it? Here's the tagline, right? Right now, what is successful? We had the Ninja Gaiden, not necessarily Metrovania entirely, but we're talking about 2D platforming action games. So we have Ninja Gaiden, recently Rogue Prince of Persia by the Dead Cell creators, and then just recently, just now, the Shinobi 2D action game, right? And then of course Silksong in less than a week, or less than 2 weeks, sorry. Silksong. So that is big, and it's not to mention that between September 4th and the rest, there were many others like Nine Soul, Blasphemous. You got those things, and nearly all of them are dark fantasy. You can argue maybe they're feudal. They're kind of like feudal Japan stuff and feudal Egypt, but most of them are, and they have darkness in them. It's about the cruelty, oppression, overcoming a large odd, impending, intimidating figure, but they are of different cultures, like different regions. So that's like the new wave. Like, let's throw some Crimson Desert. That's a Western fantasy with lots of dark tones. So obviously we're not, there are limit, I'm being really generalizing because there are some extensions of are there eldritch horror. A lot of times people make it really strict that there must be some sort of like cosmic horror or a body horror or something, but dark fantasy and like gore and horror is quite in right now. Silent Hill F is coming around the corner, right? So there's that thing that's going around. Anyways, there you have it. And then of course, and one of the fantastic things about the indie scene is retro style things are peak right now. Like if I had to do a archetype, like a really generic archetype, retro style games are peak right now. Fever pitch. And this is both mainstream. It's both mainstream and indie at the same time right now. The names I just dropped, they're all retro style games. The Shinobi, the newest title, Rogue, the Prince of Persia, and Ninja Gaiden, not the Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm talking about Ninja Gaiden, I forgot what the subtitle was for it, right? And Silksong. Like these are new age retro style games. Shogun Showdown certainly was ahead of the game, right? And then we have Japanese pop culture, which Japanese pop culture is trendy. There's no way about it, no fuss or muss. Japanese pop culture is incredibly trendy. And cue the Sekiro anime that was announced. My personal nod for this type of thing. Second season. Season 2 of Blue-Eyed Samurai was just announced. Blue-Eyed Samurai was just announced to be starting production. right? And without saying too much, all of these boxes, to really wrap it up, my personal take on this is this game already panders to me. I have a lot to say about this type of game. Japanese culture, Japanese pop culture. I'm steeped in Japanese pop culture most of the time, very, very deep in it. Deck builder, long history of deck building ever since the first time I encountered a Magic card when I was Magic the Gathering, and Magic the Gathering is dark fantasy, among many, many other things. In fact, Magic the Gathering over its still continuous stay have tackled all of these themes. Dark fantasy in Eastern culture, which is the Japanese thing, you know, the Shogun, like Kamigawa, right? Kamigawa set. All the way to the dark fantasy of every version, right? Recently, the last thing I played was Persona. Persona is, without lacking of a better word, it traverses dark fantasy, right? It is also dark fantasy set in a cross between modern era and a projected era, which tackles all the trendy things that happen. And Like a Dragon, that you could kind of say it's definitely not dark fantasy to some extent, but it still, like, it tackles most of the things that deal with dark fantasy. They use organized crime, but it has a backdrop of being an RPG relating to dark fantasy portrayals, like fantasy in the sense of romanticization, like romanticizing the organized crime, like Yakuza, right? The organized crime and organized crime elsewhere. And in the recent titles, it almost evokes those things literally in the game's mechanic, because it is in fact now a turn-based game. The mainline one, a turn-based game. And then the sideline ones, like Pirate Yakuza that I played, Yakuza in Hawaii that I played earlier, that's an action game. It's an action beat-em-up game, right? So it still comes down to the action beat-em-up game series and your turn-based strategy games, right? So cue all this. I hope the developer is having a wild time brainstorming what they are, but this game panders to me. So I don't have to say much about what I like or what I expect. There are going to be a lot of things. I have a lot of expectations, right? And that doesn't take away from if they are all met or not met, it doesn't really take away from my enjoyment, right? Met or not, I already like this game, right? Based on what I see in optics. And that's kind of what I mean by an indie dev who debuts with the gold standard metrics. It also means whatever moves that they made from marketing already associates their game with the target audience. So I am part of the target audience, and that's why I bought the game. I didn't buy the game because I suddenly came across it in a like a surprising way, and it kind of shocked me into being curious. I'm probably gonna play this game and most things are gonna feel familiar, and I know it feels familiar because I know a lot about this stuff, and I kind of like that. I play games in between, games that are meant to get myself out of the box and games that are not, and this is definitely one of them. So that's a wrap for my opening opinions. I was gonna talk a little bit more about what I expect in the game, but I think most of these buzzwords will create a lot insufficient expectations. Anyways, we're gonna get into it now. I'm unapologetic about this. Likely this game's gonna be a 10 out of 10 before I even play it. And that's because I don't choose to play games I don't want to play. And I don't choose to play games to be disappointed. I choose to learn to like games because there are people who really are great at making games. I don't make those games. I know a lot about things, but I don't do any of those things. And it's wonderful to see other people making things I can consume. You might be saying then, a little bit of a challenging thing is, so do you ever have bad experiences or experiences where you are very critical? Well, yes and no. I rarely am ever solicited for a game. So I can be incredibly critical when I'm solicited for a game. But this game I chose. So I want to make the biggest disclaimer. I'm not a reviewer or like a unbiased. I don't believe in this, by the way. I think this is going to be a hot take, but unbiased views is like pretending you're not human. I only give 99% of the time. If I'm choosing to do something, as in I paid money for it, I planned it, I timed all these things, I am already biased. It is all planned. So I typically choose to play games that I like. And even if I don't know what happens in the game, I spend so much time understanding my motivations and understanding the things that I do that whether it doesn't surprise me or does surprise me, I still like it. So I wanted to make it clear, this is not a first impressions video. It's more like kind of sharing to my future self to see if my patterns of decision and stuff changes over time. This is how I make decisions. I thought about all of this stuff before I even started playing the game. Is it exhausting? No. It's like breathing. This is how I make decisions, how I spent more than a year and a half now learning Japanese, Chinese, right? And so forth. How I stay cultured and connected, or I believe keeps me cultured and understanding. This is it. So that is interesting to anyone out there. I take solicitations very seriously too. So in the last 2 years, I've been solicited for 2 games, and I talked about them a lot. The one game did involve this. They did choose to do deck building. Their optics were not that great, so I really hope that they continue to make video games, and I look forward to their next video game. I also look forward to these guys. I don't usually hit titles when they're released. Usually when you play games when they're released, you might get a chance to interact with the indie dev if they are more social. And I have a lot of things to talk about. I love to ask them questions about their thought process and whatnot, because that makes developers impressionable so that people can be more faithful. They can trust in developers as opposed to constantly guessing and presuming and assuming, oh yeah, this guy's got a great sequel, now he's just gonna milk the crap out of it and then call it a day and then sell his soul to the next highest publisher. Those type of assumptions get dispelled when you have more connection with the things. And for me, this is a great intersection at communication. I'm communicating how I make decisions. If you, in my opinion, do any of this, I would say your decisions become a lot more meaningful, right? I like to discourage people, or maybe that's a bad word. I like to encourage people to be more mindful of what they do in order to do it better each and every day. That includes language learning, especially language learning, because that's my jam right now. Playing games, your time is limited for sure. Why not make it very significant? So This is how I make myself held accountable for making my decisions meaningful. I do not play games simply for entertainment or simply for fun. I do more with it. I want to make it meaningful, fun, entertaining, a learning experience, and also be able to build and improve upon how I do things. All the above. Be greedy. I think it's incredibly reductive and rate limiting when someone says, oh, the only thing that matters is to have fun. I'm like, yes, if you look at it from a minimalistic perspective. And then there's the opposite where, oh, the most important thing is to get something, must get the maximum of this out of it. Yes and no, that's not sustainable. The idea is to meet in the middle. You want to be greedy on having that feeling of maximizing your rewards or trying your best, and also not settling for just fun, at least in my opinion. So both greedy and safe, a little bit of both. Now let's get into the game, right? And again, hats off to MAKU. Hopefully they're doing okay, they're healthy, and by the time I finish this game, maybe they'll announce something when Silksong comes out. Okay, all right, let's get into it. Okay, as far as I know, I adjusted most of the stuff and the sound should be okay, right? It went for a hip-hop already, you know, the title screen. They went for somewhat of a hip-hop mix new age Eastern music composer, or the composer anyways. Just taking my time a little, just absorbing the opening track. Dave the Diver's track was fantastic. Cobalt Core's soundtrack was fantastic too. Cobalt Core's soundtrack was composed by the Minecraft composer, and that hit really hard. I hope Shogun Showdown knocks it out of the park. Claire Obscure, absolutely amazing soundtrack. I'm sure Silksong will deliver as well. I think indie titles are great ways to discover wonderful composers and music producers that are otherwise undiscovered for some time. And this is hitting. Yeah, this title screen is hitting. All right, let's get into it. We just hit new round. Alright, welcome back, brave soul. Your character kinda reminds me. Why does your character look so familiar? Why does that character remind me of someone? To continue, practice moving and turning. Okay. Forward, turn around, and then move right and left. Okay. Or I can use the mouse. Oh, it's middle click. Interesting. That's an interesting control scheme. I don't know how we're gonna use WAD. That's a tough. the mouse is a little that's a little weird. All right. Attack Q. All right. Attack Q, you have to left click at both tiles to Q. Okay. Hit left click, click or drag and drop to add a tile to the attack queue. I see. Interesting. Space bar. Attack. Okay, so they're one each. I see. I wonder if there's shortcuts for the attack queue. Like, can I hit 1 to queue up? You can toggle info mode by clicking the button next to your... Okay. Intriguing. I see. Strike down the practice dummies. Alright. So... Huh. So if I queue both... Right. And then... How do I know its range? No range yet. Okay, so it'll... I was hoping I could move in between them, but it executes both. Okay. I was just confirming. So I was thinking maybe I Q, hit space, attack, and then turn around and then shoot the arrow. But it's both on the same action. I wonder if that means like the more you queue up, it's all considered one action, or is it considered 3 actions? Right, there's also that. Okay, you can swap them in time. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Combat is turn-based. Performing one of the following actions triggers a turn. Okay, so moving. Maybe like the entire move, not just one move. Adding a tile to the attack queue. Oh. And then attacking. Adding a tile. A singular tile to the attack queue. So you have to ready your attacks. Interesting. Defeat the enemy. Alright. So does this count as a move? It does count as a move? Like turning around... It said move. It didn't say turning around, but I guess turning around does count. So... I see. So that's fine. I just... whoop! Let's have to move over. Okay. Whoop! Alright. Rearranging. Yeah, I just noticed that. I already noticed that. But, okay. I guess they want me to do it. Okay. You can freely remove tiles from... Okay, so it's free to remove. Alright, cool. You can skip a turn by waiting with S. I see. I hope I don't accidentally press that. Oh, and it doesn't have a confirm. So if you accidentally fat finger S, you can't, it won't ask, are you sure? Okay. Interesting. They're gonna turn around. Okay. Okay. Cooldown. Oh, that's the bottom part. I see. After using a tile to attack, it will take some turns to recharge before it can be used again. And I guess the pips represent the number of turns. Okay. I always have initiative. Oh, whoop. Oh, this is where I can skip turns. Right. Huh. What happens if I walk in front when they rock? Okay, they just stop. It cancels their movement forward. I see. Okay, you can swap positions. Oh, you can. Okay, okay. You can swap positions by moving towards it when facing it. Oh, okay. That explains that. Swap has a 4-turn cooldown. Oh, okay. That answers that question. Interactions, you know. We gotta be... Oh, and that's the bottom part. That's what the bottom part is. One last fight, an opportunity to practice swapping. Nah. Okay. So, let me see. So I could just swap with them. Okay. Gotcha. You complete the training. Good luck. Alright. Nice. And that's it? That's the basis of the game, huh? Aw, cute little bird. Can I click on you? Can I click on environments? Oh, there's Hollow Knight. Or that... I don't know if that's a reference. Oh, yeah, that is. But that's Hollow Knight, and that's Isaac. Oh, I forgot about mentioning Binding of Isaac. Yeah. So there you go. Influences on your sleeve, right? I'm not sure the... No, I think the bird is fine. Your face, your cat. No Shovel Knight. I don't know if there's a Shovel Knight influence here. But anyways. Alright, archive and shop. What is archive? Oh, I forgot. You have to click, not scroll. You can't scroll. Okay, quests. Interesting. Lots of quests. Those feel like achievements. Tiles. Interest. Okay. I got you. Skills. We'll discover them on the spot. Stats. Okay. Oh, we have multiple characters. Oh, I see. So we have more than one character archetype. Oh, I didn't mention character archetypes at all as an expectation. Okay. Okay, and then shop. A curse tile. No data, huh? Dragon punch. Oh, is that a Shoryuken? It looks like it. Smoke bomb. Interesting. Smoke bomb seems good. I wonder why you want to pick up curse. And I don't have skulls. Okay, so these are cost skulls. I see. Alright. The Wanderer. Special ability. Can swap positions. Okay, so that's their special ability. Okay. Alright. Okay, and then we have tracks. This is the roguelike track, right? Your classic roguelike track. Bamboo Grove. Ooh. Background and waves. Encounter. Oh, okay. Just reminders, tutorial reminders. I see. Are you gonna attack right away, or are you gonna get on my face? Oh, you have to pick up loot? Oh, okay. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Okay. Oh, they're in each other's way. Oh, okay. Get out of my face. Oh, I need that though. Oh, I just told myself they hit both directions and I was a pip. Feels bad, man. That was unnecessary damage. I just wanted to... I don't know if you can collect the money, like collect the thing afterwards. Like, I think you have to manually pick it up. That's... this hits both sides, right? What is this? Dash forward through targets, stopping at the first empty cell behind them. No effects. Oh, this is a shadow step. Or it can be seen as a shadow step. You just dash forward and go to the back. No effect if no empty cell is available, I see. So you can't even like go forward. Oh yeah, it's called shadow dash. What am I talking about? It's on the top. The name is on the top. I only read the white text. I don't know what happened there. I feel like this might be useful. Let's go and... Is this free? Oh, can I adulterate too? Alright, let's go buy this. I feel like I'm gonna get surrounded at some point. Okay, so far so good. Oh, I could slide through and hit both. Oh, that's interesting. Because he's a wanderer. Hi. Interesting. Oh, I don't rotate back around though. What are you, little guy? What do you do? I don't want to find out though. Get out of my face. Oh, this is gonna be cool. Hold. I was collecting stuff. Get out of my face. Huh. Get out of my face. Oh, he's gonna dash through and... Oh, it hurts! Oh, you little pet face. Okay. Oh no, I can't slip. Intriguing. I wonder if you get points for like doing less. Like a combo, like you get more points for doing combos. -1 cooldown. Wait. Oh, does that mean I have to sacrifice something? I do. Wait. I got 2 of these? How did I know I got 2 of these? Do I want it? I kind of do. Oh, it upgrades the thing. Oh, dang it. Oh, that's what it means. I thought it was sacrificing for -1. Daisuke. Daisuke the Dasher. Oh, you sound like a butthead. What is this? What does that mean? Oh, you butthead. Actually. Nah. Son of a bee sting. Can I turn you around and force you to turn back around? Oh, no, I can't. Oh, feels bad, man. Oh, yeah, I can't. Dang it. I hit the wrong button. Oh, that can get me killed. So I hit the wrong button. That is, I feel there should be a shore button. Intriguing. So can he charge through? I guess we'll find out. Interesting. Okay, and that instantly dies. Okay. All right. And then, huh? Okay, so it upgraded both those things. I see. My existing slash into a swirl, and then yeah, okay. What does this mean? Enchant upgrade and warring shop. Cooldown upgrade and guarding shop. Okay, 24. Oh, I see. That's what they mean. And what is this? 2 max HP. How do you even recover? Upgrade, unlock a slot. Permanently add a service slot to this shop. Interesting. But we are only okay. Oh, okay. So it's the totality of the upgrades. I thought these pips were like 1 cooldown for each, so it would fill up the slot. But it's the quality of the upgrades. It's the raw number of incidents. Okay. Oh, and then you just go. I see. Whispering Caves, huh? Oh, that is a spear. Okay. What happened? I'm gonna get hit for 2, but... Oh, dang it. I didn't know that guy was a spear. I just realized it too late. Alright. Not paying attention. Womp womp. Intriguing. Oh, this is a great combo. Ah! Oh, I got an achievement. Killed 3 enemies in a single turn. Nice. Dash backwards and strike the first target behind. Backstep, huh? A backdash. Does anything happen if there's nothing? Oh, yeah, let's scrap this. I wonder how many different movesets you can have. Okay. So these guys can't be moved. Rip. Can I, like... Oh, that doesn't work anymore. Dang it. Oh. Is that what I think it is? Should have turned the other way. Son of a bee sting, I'm totally dead. Wait. Actually, no, I'm not. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I'm dead. That sucks. Okay. I should have turned the other way and then do that. Shit. Back to camp. Okay. What's happening here? Oh, I can purchase these things now. Oh, okay. Right. I'm actually kind of curious what the heck the curse tile is. Curse unlocked. Curse the first target ahead. Curse the first target ahead. Curse targets take double damage on next hit. Replay. Replay. Adding the tile to the attack queue does not advance the turn. Interesting. Huh. Sure. Let's do what Smoke Bomb does. Swap positions with the first target ahead. Oh. That's neat. Interesting. So I'm guessing I have to pick them up somewhere. Or they just become available. Alright. Try this again. Oh, one more, please. What is that? Oh, oh. Oh, it does collect. Okay, so you don't have to literally collect them. Okay. Oh, that's kind of cute. Can I take this? I'm just gonna take this. I wonder why it's red. Like, am I gonna get bopped for being... Oh, like I see, like I could have. Interesting. Let's... Okay. I just want to see what this does. Okay, so it does come back. Alright. Rip. Oh, no, wait. Nope, that's a rip. Losing life is suck. Oh, no. I thought I can't move past those guys, but it's only at the end. That sucks. So does this stay active? Let's see. I think so. How long do you stay active? Forever? Okay. Alright. +1 damage, +1 cooldown. I bring a message. Ah, it's for me. I must stop you. Okay. Actually, does that mean... Oh. Oh, dang it. I wasn't looking at I wasn't looking at his attack. I thought he was just attacking from one direction. Four turns. I might want to stay here. I keep forgetting that he attacks both sides. That really sucks. That really sucks. I need to pay attention to the sides. +3 cooldown. How do you even make that work? I guess you could just skip. You could also re-roll. I'll just skip. And I wonder if this currency keeps moving forward. What is this? Slot upgrade and dancer shop. And combo shop. Cooldown, upgrade, and... What does a combo shop look like? Combo coins. Enemies drop an extra coin when combo killed. Oh... Can't afford anything. Okay. Oh, wait, I just realized. Oh, I just realized I have items on the bottom left, which is not quite visible, but you have one for shield, you have one for heal too. Mass curse. Curse all enemies, curse enemies take double damage. Okay. Interesting. I could sell this for 4 and buy this. It's fine. We're still trucking along. Right? You butthead. Ah! These guys have 4 HP. I made a mistake. I wasn't paying attention. They have 4 HP. Okay. Smoke bomb. I think smoke bomb might be, yeah. We're doing strike the 2 cells directly. 2 cells and it has piercing. Okay. Alright. Oh no, not like this. Wait. Son of a bee sting. Oh, you can't. Oh, okay, I see. I see how that's preventing. Well, dang. Nice. Okay. So you can get friendly fire. You can make them do friendly fire. Alright. I was curious. Oh no. Hmm. Wait, can I not carry more than one of these? I probably can't. Wait, is the shield permanent? And then I want to see if I pick this stuff up, right? I forgot again that... Oh, wait. I can save this. Okay. Yeah, okay, you need to pick them up. Okay, so I don't think you can... You only have 3 item slots. So I gotta make sure about that. Poison plus 2 cooldown. Poison enemies take 1 damage at the end of the turn. Duration 3 turns. Intriguing. Throw it onto Smoke Bomb. I only escape once. What is this? Ah wow. Ah wow, the Impeller. Only Nobunaga. What? I couldn't read the rest of you, you little butthead. Okay. Is it per turn? Is it 1 turn? Oh, just next hit. Okay. I have no idea. Is that like a spell that only moves forward? Oh. Oh no. How far does that go? 2. Okay. 2. And then it's the middle. It looks like the middle is safe. Oh, you can summon peeps too? Or do something? I see. Okay. Now what are you gonna do? He has to get within a distance, right? Actually. I want to test if being close to him is safe, right? Yep. Get out of my face. Alright. Obliterate it. Ice plus cooldown. Freeze target for 3 turns. I mean, I could just load it onto the smoke bomb. No. I don't want to re-roll. Let's just re-roll. Plus 1 damage. Sure. 2 turn. Yeah, sure. Now what do we have? Slot upgrade plus guarding shop. Damage upgrade and warring shop. Slot upgrade. I don't know what slot upgrade. Oh, it gives me 1 slot. How many slots do I have? When you take damage, automatically gain a shield. Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah, I don't know how many slots you have. Oh, is it this slot? Oh, it upgrades. Oh, this slot. Oh, interesting. Let's take this. Interesting. Moonlit port. Hi. What do you do, mister? Oh, you're an archer. Music. Dang it. Oh. I was trying to combo. +1 damage. What do you do, mister? Do I want to find out? Oh no, I'm facing the wrong direction. Dang it. I was hoping to... Oh, come on. Why did I turn around? How big is your sword? Okay. Why are you all up in my face? Interesting. Oops. I hit the wrong button! Oh, no, no, no. I needed to get rid of that guy. That wouldn't have timed out. What is this? Poison all enemies. Oh, okay. So I should use my items. Yeah. One upgrade slot. Okay. Oh, there's more space. Oh no. Might as well use this. What is that? Oh, you butt cheek. Hmm. Do I really want to be at the other end? Oops. Oh, I didn't need to do that. I forgot. What is this? During combat, reroll enemy's intention. Out of combat, reroll a shot. Oh, interesting. I don't know what that is. Is that a freeze? That's probably a freeze. Intriguing. Wait, if I'm at the other end, right, that charge isn't going to do anything. Right? Oh, it does do something. it at least has the RAM. Okay. Huh. Oh, dang it. I'm a doofus. Oh, you butthead. I'm back here. -1 damage, -4 cooldown. Yes, please. I don't need the smoke bomb to do damage. It's a poison bomb already. We know it was him, the twins. Huh? Intriguing. What does that mean? Interesting. I don't know what that means, but you can face the other direction if you want. Psych! Okay, smoke bomb's a little OP. Just a wee bit OP, I think. Get out of my face. Oh. Oh, wait, hold up. Hehehe. Get wrecked. Defeat the twins. All right. What else we got? Dash backwards and strike the first target behind. I guess these slots are still here, right? Do I want to do forward or back? Probably forward. Now that I think about it. Yeah. I don't want to reroll. That's fine. What in the... Okay, I can heal and pick this up. -2 cooldown. I could make my smoke bomb just be stupid. When you perform a combo kill, a random enemy is cursed. Interesting. I don't think I'm gonna be performing too many combo kills. YOLO. It's so dumb. I think smoke bomb's a little dumb. Okay, spirit gateway, spirit gateway, alright. What is this? What are you? Do I need to play keep away? Yeah, I don't like where this is going. Oh, interesting. Neat. But guess what? Alright, so then I guess I can charge up to them, right? Or just try to keep people from getting close to me. Interesting. Can that actually go through? I don't actually know. Interesting. That's not good. Oh, wait, hold up. Oh no, I can't. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that doesn't... okay, that does re-roll the thing. Alright, cool. Interesting. Right. Oh. I totally went the wrong direction. Okay. Yo, heck, mate. Ugh. Oh no! Wait. Does that's BS. That's absolute BS. When you accidentally click on the things and it doesn't change from the previous, it shouldn't take up a turn. I think that's terrible. Like when you accidentally click on something when you're trying to view it, that's BS. That's so disagreeable in design. I was trying to check if there's any more things, and even if you put it back to where it was, it took up your turn. At least that's what I thought. I think that was the turn it was in. So I dislike that quite substantially. Upgrade another slot. I haven't. You haven't been able to remove, like, change the slot on this thing. I mean, can you make something? This is pretty much instantaneous, right? Or are there time? Yeah, never mind. There's one cooldown. Yeah, I mean, none of these are upgraded at the moment, so I might as well add this. What are you? Oh, don't tell me you throw things. Huh. Interesting. Well, that sucks. Okay. Man, it was so unlucky the first run where oh no, it wasn't unlucky. I just didn't know how to use my items yet. I didn't notice I had items. Hmm. Interesting. I wonder what the dude does when... How does that work? If I... Okay. If I slip... If I slip, execute... Oh, I didn't even need that. Okay. I see. I don't think I really need this. I do want to get a shield slot. What is this? What is that thing? Okay. Interesting. Wait. Oh, come on. You butthead. What is this? Recharge tiles and special move cooldown. Recharge tiles. Okay, so this is like a full cooldown reset. Interesting. Or like a wombo combo situation. I'm starting to feel like I need to... Okay. Okay. Oops. Oh, I did that in the opposite order. I did that in the opposite order that I intended. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, he was at the edge. Awkward. Interesting. I did that in the wrong order. Actually. Oh, you can't displace. Okay. All right. Learning. Can't displace. Okay. Oh no. That was an accident. That didn't work out the way I wanted. Ah! Okay. There's just so many items. I wonder if these items immediately... I wonder if you don't pick up items, do they get auto-sold or you just lose them? Yeah, I wasn't paying attention yet. Sorry, buddy. Oh, hi. So they can't be stacked, is what I'm getting at. What I'm getting the impression. Okay. +1 damage plus cooldown. The Wanderers versus the statue? Crap. Oh, interesting. But can I still smoke bomb this guy? Hold up. Oh, I can't. No. Oh, I totally got womboed. Oh, wait. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's awkward. I don't know what that is, but I guess we'll find out. Intriguing. So there are peeps I can negate. Rip. Poor guy. He didn't know what hit him. Oh, wait. I didn't want to do that, right? Huh. That only reaches 2. And I can't switch positions with you, can I? Nope. We're gonna YOLO your face. Rip. Rip. Oh, that scythe is 2 spaces. Alright, that's fine. Can I poison you at least? Nope. Okay. It's fine. We're fine. So you kind of want the statue. Sort of, I guess. What is this? Strike the cell directly ahead, but it's just normal. Kind of want to re-roll to see what else is available. Can we just skip? Let's re-roll. That's kind of weak. Unless there's some sort of combo mechanic. No. I think we're fine. That's unfortunate. Warriors Gamble. Interesting. Enhance, upgrade. Okay. And Dancer Shop. -1 cooldown for special move swap. Don't know what that means. Randomize the tile into a new one. All upgrades will be randomized as well. Intriguing. That's what Warriors Gamble is, huh? Permanently add a consumable side. This. I guess if it's permanent. Wait. Does it go between? I guess we'll see if it goes in between. I guess if it goes between runs. Let's just unlock it. Oh, I see. Intriguing. But it fills it in right away. I think I'm okay. I have no idea what that means. Special moves? Oh, is it his special move? The... Oh, I see. That's what it means by swap. Okay, it's his special move. -1 cooldown for special move. No. We're fine. Hot springs. Alright. Oh, the background's amazing. What do? Do you cast spells or something? Do I want to learn how to hate you? The question is, do I have to I have to be facing the person. Yep, I have to be facing the person. A shield. Get out of my face. Is there a maximum distance for this? There isn't. I don't like you. Wait. Hold up. Doesn't quite work. Oh, okay. I see. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, that's awkward. -2 cooldown. I think we need to pew pew harder now, don't we? Oh, hi. Wave of 1 of 15, dang. You gotta get efficient at this stuff. Oh no. You butthead. This tight the tight spaces though. Oh, something's gonna show up right in front of me. Okay. Okay. Oh, you and your shield. Wait. Oh, I'm curious if they cast shield on Stealth. You butthead. Okay. Thanks. Oh, I didn't realize they were prepare right away. Oh, that's why it's so fast. Or maybe it's not. Huh. +3 cooldown. I mean, I rarely use this, and when I use it, it's probably gonna be when I need it. If I do that. Oh, you butthead. Rip. Okay. Free up some slots. Oh, it goes through the person. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Okay. Oh, that's not what I thought that was gonna happen. Yikes. Oh, does nothing happen if I do this? Yep. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Curse. Curse enemies. Oh, wait. Oh, so you can add curse to the properties of things. Interesting. Oh, and it's only on... Oh. Let's reroll once to see what else you can upgrade a slot. Interesting. Koa the coward. You look brave. How foolish. What do you do? So I gotta test some stuff out, right? Like, oh, come on. Alright. Can I switch position? Yeah. I can. Interesting. Alright. What does that even mean? Oh, okay. Smoke bomb. Oh, it deals 1 damage to me. Interesting. Well, that's awkward. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. Oh, I can only do 3 at a time. Oh, dang. Okay. Oh, they don't, they wait. I see. Teehee. A coward indeed. Hmm. Get wrecked. +1 damage. Hmm. Damage upgrade and warring shop. Okay. What is this? +1 damage when attacking from a distance of 4 cells or more. That's actually really good for what I'm putting here. Let's unlock this permanently. What is this? When you perform a wait action, recharge an extra cooldown for tiles and special. Interesting. So, like pew pew, stationary pew pew stuff. +1 damage to... I'll buy sniper. I guess now we're doing... Hideyoshi. Hideyoshi keep. Oh, it's just one? Oh, interesting. Oh, what do you do? Alright. Oh, it doesn't... Oh, no, it doesn't. No, just kidding. Just kidding. That was awkward. I didn't mean to, Oh, I didn't kill him. Alright, fine. Ow! Interesting. Interesting. Music though, music. Dang it. Okay. Free play. Adding the tile to your attack queue does not advance the turn. Wow. Well, we can't replace our bread and butter stuff, so maybe like, oh, you cannot. An upgrade would exceed. What do you mean would exceed? Dash. Cannot upgrade. Would exceed max. Oh, it has to be on. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, no dice. I reroll. Dang it. Yeah. The Wanderer, Hideyoshi the Cunning. As the sun disappeared, I knew I made the right choice. Interesting. Alright. Alright, buddy. I feel like we're just gonna try to range you down. Oh! Oh, he backtashes. That returns. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, okay. That's fine. That's pretty good. Wait, how does this work? Hold up. Oh, he does turn around, okay. Oh, what the heck does that mean? Oh, intriguing. No hard feelings, buddy. Defeat Hideyoshi the Cunning, alright. Sacrifice tile and warring. Oh, interesting. What? Sacrifice tile, get 40 gold. Oh. It's 4 tiles or more. Enemies inflict +1 damage when attacking each other. I guess it does kind of work with Smoke Bomb, huh? Let's unlock this. Warring Shop. Blood Service. Gain 5. Oh, -1 heart. I could sacrifice 2 hearts to get. And then just use one of the pots. Interesting. So there's Blood Service. I wonder if there's anything that bonuses that give you being low on health, but relying on shields. That's interesting. And I wonder if there are over shields. Plus 2 damage when attacking more from. The arena was really small, so that could backfire. Oh, the Shogun's castle. Oh, how big is it? Please make the Shogun's castle big. Okay, it's fairly big. Okay, the background is cool. Lots of cool backgrounds right now. Oh no. I was unaware that that would do that much damage. Alright, so how do I... Okay, that does not help. Okay. Okay. Son of a bee sting! Wait, hold up. Oh, I should have loaded the smoke bomb first. Mistakes were made. Okay, that's fine. Oh boy. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. I miscalculated. Alright. So let's try to save. Okay. Oh, that's backwards. That is totally backwards. Oh my gosh, and that cost me another health. Totally backwards. Okay. No. Shogun Showdown. Oh, we just go straight into it? Oh no, 2 statues. I'm one with the shards. Alright. Alright, buddy. What? You just straight up... Okay, buddy. Can I TP? Interesting. Oh, then that'll absorb. That's awkward. Oh, that's awkward. I guess we're just gonna trade then. Yeah, long distance is not the greatest, huh? But we can just use up our stuff. Oh! Oh! Oh, there's a second phase. Oh. Oh. Oh, oh no. I thought there wasn't a second phase. Oh no. Alright. That's backwards. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, that's kind of lame. Nah, that's worth the 1 damage. Heck you, buddy. I don't know what that does. I see. Oh, that's the... Oh my gosh. Hehe. I did it! I can try. I mean, if I knew how to use items, that would have been cool. We did it! With any hero. Alrighty. Alrighty. That was not bad. First try. First try. Shh. First try. Not bad. Now what? But of course, it wasn't over. Uh-huh. A shard. Yes. On the second day, the Shogun called forth his elite guard. And that was just the beginning. Okay. Day 2 unlocked. New islands unlocked. Okay. We did see other branching paths. Day 2. This is a good, obviously, this is a good place to stop for the day. But yes, we got our first run through, right? Oh, I see. Yeah, it's the thing locked on top. There are speedrunning achievements for this, so man, I gotta get faster, huh? So we got grappling, Tetsubo. Tetsubo, ooh. Interesting. Alright, so let's just unlock the cheapest one. What is this? Post combat unlock skill. Interesting. Post combat. I want to grab grappling hook. Lightning? Or what is this? Sharp turn. Intriguing. It's red. What is this? Chilling combo. Let's just grab the cheap stuff. A trap? Oh, that's kind of cool. And then we saw the shadow come up. I haven't really used any of these things. Mamushi move. Something bug move. Mamushi. Interesting. Lots of unlocks from one run. Very neat. We'll discover it on our own. Right. Discover the use case on our own. Alright. Cool. I didn't unlock a different person, though. Right. Alright. Very neat. Jump to celebrate. Alright, that was such an awesome first day. We'll probably try to get in like 2 runs each day, maybe. And then we'll definitely skip the day. I won't be playing on the day that I have like lesson day for Wanikani, but I think that's tomorrow we'll definitely be playing. Interesting. It took an hour and 7 minutes. Okay, now I have an idea of how long the run is, sort of. Actually, oh, the music keeps playing when I'm unfocused. Good. I like that as a default. What is the speed run? There's a speed run achievement. How much time do I have? Wow, there are some really funny ones that you can do. Kill a boss and die in the same turn? What? Oh, there's some really funny ones, like very conditional ones. We might not be able to get all of them, but like I'll probably have to bootstrap through them. But defeat the Shogun on day 2. Oh, okay. That's just climbing up. So let's see. I imagine the bosses get different things, but there are some really interesting things you have to try to do. That's gonna be in. Oh, okay. I thought I don't want to do time ones. Time ones are not great. There are probably time ones in to get unlock something. Neat. We'll explore more in the intricacies of stuff. We haven't even played any of the other heroes. I don't even know how you unlock the other peeps. Wasn't there a place that I saw there were other peeps? Oh wait, one of them is unlocked. I don't know how you Oh, here it is. Aha, the Ronin can push an enemy in front of him by moving forward. Oh, so you can just shove. Neat. We'll probably try each one on each day, so we'll probably try to do the Ronin next turn, right? Neat. Ronin. Ronin. Okay. There we have it. End of the first play or first day. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the 100% because it really depends on how long or tough it is. Like what I mean is if I had to get a good run, low percentage runs I'll probably do in the background. But for now, we'll see how many we'll try to aim for, right? Until then. There you have it. If you're gonna watch this later, arigatou gozaimasu, right? Thank you very much. You're more than welcome to follow along. Pick up the game for yourself. I picked up the game as a bundle from Cobalt Core. This game is like really inexpensive. I don't remember how much I spent. I can probably find out. Hold on. It was $8.58 off the Cobalt Core and Shogun pack, right? Which is what I mentioned before. Yeah, on sale when it's on sale. Less than 10. All right. Wait, what? We already spent a solid 2 hours. Roughly speaking. Because I talked for a bit too, right? But that one run, plus the 30 minutes from the other run, probably 30-ish, while I was reading. Yeah, awesome. As always, feel free to follow along, right? Pick it up, play for yourself. Tell me about your interesting runs. I would need more knowledge, but at some point we can start talking about like runs and the characteristics of the runs. What was a cool combo? What the type of interactions? Yeah, this game is exuding with charm. Oh man, you really get into it. So, more than welcome. Always feel like digressing. Doesn't have to be always high octane gameplay, right? I play video games for the discovery of stuff. Usually I take my time with the couple beginning, but then it'll be like we're getting really into it, so we'll be trucking along. Learning curves first. Until then. Alright folks, until next time. Stay safe, stay healthy. Happy gaming. I will catch you next time. Bye bye now.